Welcome to Houston, Texas, and the house Bill Yeoman and Andre Ware built, home to the Houston Cougars, where the fans are ready for liftoff. There's just something about the nightcap. After a day of wall-to-wall football, it just seems this is when chaos ensues. As we'll see a squad from the ACC, the Charlotte 49ers, taking on a team from the Big 12, the Houston Cougars. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. The 49ers will kick it away to start us off. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Cougars offense will have the first possession of the game. And there's a man who believes he is always open. He carries that swag and that aura of a big-time playmaker, guys.
He's got to catch the football. If you're the quarterback coming into this one, you are looking for this guy early, and David, you're looking for him often.
And this offense better find ways to feature him. Find him, like you said, Jesse, early, often, deep, shallow. Get this man the football.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Offense set on first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Unloads to the right. Just masterful working that sideline and getting the toe down for the catch. They gave themselves room to operate with that first play. Now first down from the 37. Power football with the run. Oh, he's so hard to get on the ground. He's got room. And he was off to the races. Finally tripped up at the 36. And the Cougars in the hurry up.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to stop this guy. They better rally to the football and get multiple hats because he is not easy to bring down.
Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Last play was a near disaster. Now dealing with 2nd and 13. Gets it out quickly. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. They're facing a 3rd down. Back to throw, it's Francis. Getting some heat. Just can't pull the trigger, and the quarterback is sacked at the 41.
And all defenses talk about it. Sacks, tackles for a loss, affecting the quarterback the best way you can. The first drive of the game, already getting home. Nice start for this defense.
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. The 49ers offense will take the field for the first time. As we take a look at our impact players for this game, David, what do you look for to make an impact from your leaders?
Your leaders not only have to lead the football team, but they got to step up and make plays on the field, keep everybody calm. These guys typically do a really good job of it.
Yeah, David, and they also generally set the tone for their respective football teams. Regardless of which side of the ball they play on, the teammates look towards them to step up in big games like this.
Quick toss. Shows him the stiff arm. And he's knocked down, but there's also laundry on the field. We'll see what the officials have called. Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
I love the quick decision the QB made there on that RPO, knowing he wanted to get it out of his hands fast. He just needs to make a more accurate throw moving forward.
Finds his man, it's Hurley. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. And the 49ers will try to pin them back with the punt. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. He only needs a sliver of daylight. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. The Houston Houston offense comes onto the field. After a punt on their last possession, they are set up in plus territory this time.
And honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if they scored a touchdown their last possession. You've got to be able to turn the page and see this as a brand new opportunity to go get points.
Yeah, and your defense has set you up for in a position to get points right away. Now, let's get this offense back rolling again. Create some momentum. Just get a few first downs and I'm in scoring position.
Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's first and goal from the 8. So close to cashing it in for this offense. They'll dial up the run on first and goal. And he sprints to the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars!
And this running back is so dangerous down close to the end zone. He's got wiggle, he's got great vision and burst, and he showed all of those attributes right there.
And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
A lot of eyeballs on your game, guys, and a few on this interesting matchup as well. North Carolina is in front. They've led for most of the way. However, Ramses isn't exactly putting this one in the win column just yet. They're up by 7 over Auburn. He'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. They make the stop, but a good pickup there on first down.
He didn't get a big gain. You want to call that play and probably want to get more yards, but you could tell that was super close from seriously busting loose. Nice job running the screen, getting the ball to your playmaker. If you could just make one more guy miss, that might have been huge.
And this set of downs gets started from the 33, first and 10. Throws to the wideout. Got his man all by himself. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. Here comes the option. And a good solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down. Got 8 on first down, now looking at a 2nd and 2. He'll take it himself. Finally pulled down, but not before moving the chains for a first down. The 49ers come to the line with a new set of downs. Off the play fake on first down. He just never got started going forward. A huge loss of 8 on the play. After the big first down sack, it's second down. He's looking to throw. Going to try to pop one on the screen. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. A shot toward the end zone. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. And the 49ers line up to punt it away. He'll call for the fair catch here. The Houston offense ready to go back to work. Jesse, a very productive drive last time wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. Let's see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
On 2nd down, he'll try to make the connection this time. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, back up inside their 20. Defense a little too jumpy there, and they got into the neutral zone too soon. Defense just a little too eager, and that's 5 yards for the O. Now the defense will try to rise up on 3rd and short from the 21. Wide out in motion. Pulls it on the bootleg fake. Trying to get to him. And he just throws it away on 3rd down. I don't think you can give up on a play like that. Houston will be forced to punt. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He'll put a stop to that return as he gets it up to the 41-yard line. First down offense. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, this defense knew coming in they were going to see some RPO and they were going to see some quick game. A nice job there taking the throw away from the quarterback.
Looking for a crease, it's Hunter. And the freshman does a great job using his technique and getting the man on the ground.
I'll tell you, this is a running back who's very, very dangerous, and the defense did a good job getting him down there. But they got to do a great job gang tackling because this is a guy that can break tackles and turn those types of plays into home runs.
That's the end of the quarter, and Houston has the lead. We played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game in the second quarter. The 49ers send out the punt unit. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Houston sending the offense back onto the field. They'll have another opportunity to extend this lead after punting last time, David.
And it's important to put that punt behind you. It's over. Let it go. Get back to what you were doing that built this lead.
Yeah, and defense, obviously, they won a few downs that last drive, so you got to put them on their heels here. Maybe mix up a few personnel groupings and try to show them some pictures they haven't seen yet.
Working the middle of the field, and it's complete. Makes the catch, and he's brought down. Pinned just inside their own 20. They need to convert on 3rd and short. To the air, it's Francis. Keeps it going. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
And those outside linebackers nowadays, they're so fast. They got to cover ground. You can blitz them off the edge, and they can get after quarterbacks. Versatile. That's why they're getting drafted so high in the NFL and getting paid all that.
Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of their you-know-whats.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now. He's been playing so much. He's not used to this. This offense, they just got to stay on the field. They got to put a drive together and get some balance going, running and throwing the ball.
They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On 3rd down, going up top. Catch in the middle, it's Brown. And he couldn't quite get to the marker, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. They really have no choice here. This is a no-brainer. You go for it here on this 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Complete and looking for enough for the 1st down. He's run out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the sticks. And the 49ers have it with a 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Let's it fly. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
Yeah, and a really good job by the defender, understanding the ball's coming. I got to break on it and go, and not try to intercept it and make a bad play. He swats it down and makes sure that's an incompletion.
Gets it out fast. He's close to the 1st down, and they're going to mark him just a little short. The 49ers want to crank the tempo. To the ground to try to move the chains. They've got it just outside the red zone. They'll move the chains. It's at the 21. Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's 1st and 10. And he put his foot in the ground and turned it upfield and turned it into a big play. Great decision to keep it. And the 49ers trying to cash it in on 1st and goal. With jet sweep pass. Several defenders there to get him on the ground. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They've got it down to the 3. Now it's 2nd and goal. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Quick pass on the fly motion. And he's knocked down.
I like offenses being creative. I'm not sure if that was the best place to call that, but I think this offense needs to think about just doing things a little bit more by the book. They've got a lot of good playmakers. You don't have to reinvent the wheel this early in the game.
That fall's incomplete. They had the screen all set up, and he couldn't hang on to the ball. They'll play it safe and send out the field goal unit. It is true as he puts 3 on the board.
Houston, 7. Charlotte, 3.
So they were able to put up a 3 spot on that last drive, and now the kickoff team out there as they prepare to put boot to leather. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Here comes the Houston offense once again. They missed an opportunity to extend this lead the last time they had it, Jesse.
Yeah, they got to be able to regain that momentum, right? Go back to what was working earlier on in this one, and David, to me, that starts with being the more physical team.
No, I definitely agree. Being the more physical team, but understanding the situation of the game. You're still winning. You got the football back. Now put a nice drive together and execute.
He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. They'll try to get outside. And the defense knew exactly where that first down line was, and they stopped him short. Houston sends the punt team onto the field. He'll try to really get into this one. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. Let's see what this offense has dialed up this time. The give out of the gun. At the 40, there he goes. And the big gain, and they've got it on the 46. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. He'll pull it on the read. And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9. Went to the running game on 1st down. Now here they come again. Looking to pass on 2nd down. Got his man. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a 1st down at the 31. Wide receiver shows motion. A designed run for the quarterback. He'll take 4 yards on 1st down every time, 2nd and 6. The clock has reached the 2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead before the break. They'll run the screen. And he's tackled, but there's also a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. And now on 2nd down for this offense. He's looking to throw. Finds his tight end. How about this backer in pass coverage and bringing the big hit stick with him too? 3rd and short from the 26. Pretty easy field goal range, but they'd love to pick up the 1st. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. Just an ill-advised play by the defender to make contact with the quarterback after the throw, and it cost his team. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
How about this defense coming out aggressive on 1st down? They're in the red zone. They're like, no, we're going to take the fight to you. Now setting up a 2nd down and long and putting them in a great position to be successful.
That is the last thing you want on 1st down as an offensive sack. Now it's 2nd down. He's looking to throw. And that pass picked off. Got some room to run. The 40, the 30. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
How about the big fella? I know this is not in his job description to pick off passes, but the eye-hand coordination, able to get his big paws up there, stabs it out of Aaron. It was like he was almost surprised he had the football. Just start rumbling and stumbling once he had possession.
The Houston offense comes onto the field. They're already in field goal range, but Jesse, they want to be aggressive, but they can't take a negative play.
Well, the play caller's got to look up and down his sheet here to find a shot to the end zone, David. Be aggressive and see if you can get a touchdown late.
While knowing that I've got 3 in my back pocket. Don't force the ball into a bad situation, but we're definitely trying to get a touchdown.
Looking to throw, it's Francis. He looks that one in nicely. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. The give and the run on 4th down. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Cougars.
I think you love starting the year off with some momentum, and that's exactly what this offense is doing. They're firing on all cylinders, defense doing their job as well. This team getting out the gates to start the season in great fashion.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And it was punctuated by an 11-yard run for the score. From inside his own 15, looking for room. Buys just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. 1-step wrap, 2-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. Typically, you only see this at the end of the game or end of a half. I'm not really sure why we're getting an early peek at victory formation. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Man, we wondered all week how this one was going to play out, and through 2 quarters of ball, the answer is like a good old-fashioned barn burner. And I get it. A lot of coaches will say the difference between winning and losing comes down to stopping big plays and getting big plays. But if you ask me, it's more about how good you are on 3rd down and how efficient you are in keeping drives alive. Those 2 stats can help you break the will of even the best defenses and help you come out on top. And with that, let's send it back to the guys in the cage in Southeast Texas.
He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Charlotte has the ball back. The 49ers offense will return to the field. They'll start the 3rd quarter with the run. Got it across the 20 and out to the 23. A pickup of 4. Solid pickup of 4 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 6. He's looking to throw. Got a man. And he's almost to that 1st down marker there. Saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the 1st down. The give from the gun. Tackled after picking up the 1st down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The 49ers with the 1st and 10. They'll run the option. Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line. Offense gets set for 2nd down. He's looking to throw. They've got the screen set up. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. And this offense just can't afford not to get the 1st down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. And the 49ers get it past the sticks. Now from the 40, it's 1st and 10. Defense didn't maintain its discipline there, and they get into the neutral zone. It'll cost them 5 yards.
Encroachment, defense.
The encroachment penalty on the D gives the offense a free 5 yards. The snap sets up to throw. Caught in the backfield, it's Hunter. And the defense coming with bad intentions. They knock him down for a loss.
Well, there was really nowhere to go for the quarterback with that football. He's just trying to check it down to his running back, and the defense was there, and they made the play.
And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. The 49ers come to the line in the hurry-up. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Caught in the backfield, it's Hurley. He's out of bounds, but not before picking up enough for the first down.
Well, there's an example of the quarterback just creating on the fly, because I think that was supposed to go to the running back on a screen, and he just saw an open guy downfield and said, I don't know, I'm just going to throw it down to this dude. He's wide open. I know it's not how we drew it up, but we'll take it.
It'll fall incomplete. A little creativity on first down, but it doesn't work. It'll be second down. And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the first, an array of possibilities here. Muscling ahead on third and short. And the 49ers will have a first down. No huddle here for the offense. Quarterback on the keeper. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Moving quickly, trying to rattle the D. The play action fake. Caught near the sideline, it's Soto. A 3rd and long coming up here. From the gun, wants to pass. Moves around to clear up the vision. Quarterback gets the first down. And excellent vision to find running room there and make a really good pickup before the defense put a stop to it. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. And the quarterback bought some time, but not enough. Down he goes with the sack.
Well, the offense trying to stay aggressive, right? You just came up with a huge play, and right away you go back to another pass. But you got to do a better job protecting your quarterback. Can't give up a sack there.
This drive was rolling, and then it got thrown into reverse. Here's a 2nd and 18. They'll run play action. They're bringing heat. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and that can collapse the pocket. We saw it right there in that play action.
And we might as well state the obvious. 1st and 2nd down didn't work out. 3rd and very long. Looks as if the defense was a little too eager there, got into the neutral zone, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty. Defense a little too eager. That's an encroachment penalty, 5 yards for the offense. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away. And they'll send the field goal team back out for the 2nd time tonight. He's got it, showing off that big leg from 47 yards out. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. Texas State took its show on the road, and they'll be packing a big old W in their bags for the trip back to San Marcos. Never underestimate the importance of a road win and how it can impact a team's trajectory. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams, but boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. He's brought down at the 16, would have been much better off to take the touchback. The Houston offense ready to go back to work. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Looking for a man. It's Francis. He'll throw it. using the quick game. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Now facing a 3rd and long. Motion trying to get the defense to show its hand. Back open in the middle. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. Houston will be forced to punt. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. Fair catch called for and made. Charlotte will send the offense back onto the field. David, they couldn't pay off that last drive with a touchdown.
Now they moved the ball down the field and executed like they wanted to until they stalled out and had to settle for a field goal.
I think if you want to take the next step, too, here and score a touchdown, you got to start finding more creative ways to get your best players the ball. Let's see if they can do that here.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Zings it complete to the right. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. Off the play fake. Fires to the tight end. He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a first down.
Hold it. Offense.
Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Just a short pass to the tight end. And he laid the lumber to stop him from getting the first down. The 49ers will call on their punt team. Signals for the fair catch and hauls it in just shy of the 30. On first down, here comes this offense. He's looking to throw it. Flushed out of the pocket. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the hit. A nifty pickup there. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Defense a little too jumpy there, and they got into the neutral zone too soon.
Neutral zone defense.
The defender crossed the line a little bit too early. It's a free 5 yards for the offense. They'll leave it with him. Runs through a tackle. There to make the tackle, and with that, we'll head to the 4th quarter. That's the end of the quarter, and Houston has the lead. They're sitting in a strong position here with the lead. Let's take a look at our game summary. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the 4th quarter. Running the option, it's Francis. And they try to run inside, and there is nowhere to go. 3rd down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. Unloads to the wideout. A strike downfield. Can anyone catch him? They make the stop, but not before he sets them up with a 1st and goal from the 10.
Man, that's a really nice job executing by this offense. 3rd down, defense expecting pass. They had a plan. Quarterback drops back, gets rid of the football. Nice job after the catch, and a great job setting up a 1st and goal for this offense.
And this offense not only has a chance to extend the lead on 1st and goal, but they can also drain the clock. They'll try to get it in with the run. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. The run up the middle, looking for the score. Relying on the run, he gets a couple before he's knocked down. Ball's at the 13. If they can pay off this 3rd and goal with a touchdown, it might be getting a little tough to swallow over there on the other sideline. Just threw that one away to avoid disaster. And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. It's good, and that was dead solid perfect. And that will extend their lead even further.
You know, it's funny, in an age where there's so many college football analytics and everybody wants to go for it on fourth down, at the end of the day, it still comes down to managing. Good decision by the head coach here in the fourth quarter. By kicking that field goal, you've now made it a two-possession game. Your chances of winning this thing have now gone way up.
They were able to get a field goal on the board, and now they'll kick it away. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Charlotte has the ball back. The 49ers offense will return to the field. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
Catch in the middle. It's Brown. They make the stop right there. Good pickup. It's still short of the first down. So what do they have for 3rd and short from their own 23? And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. And the 49ers will send out the punt unit. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. 1st down for this offense. From the gun, the ground game. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. From the gun, running back gets to give. And he's able to shed 1 tackle and pick up pretty good yardage. Come to the line at the 42, facing a 3rd and short. To the air, it's Francis. Looking down the middle. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. Fields the punt and tries to work it the other way. Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop him at the 26. Charlotte will send the offense back onto the field. Boy, 3-and-out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm. Got off the field really, really quickly. They need to put something together here, Palmer.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive. So they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this drive.
Last play was a near disaster. Now dealing with 2nd and 13. Fires to the wideout. What a snag by the defense. The return never really got started, but boy, he has set his team up at the 28.
Nice job by this defense. That might be the exclamation point. 4th quarter, I got a lead. You bring on the nickel defense. You know they're passing the football for plays just like that to make the INT and almost put this one away.
Guys, this offense coming back out onto the field. Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. Quarterback strolling away from heat. He'll pull it down and run. Able to get just a few before sliding to avoid the hits. 2nd down coming up. He's looking to throw. They're working that left side. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
From the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. He'll keep it himself. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. Defense didn't maintain its discipline there, and they get into the neutral zone. It'll cost them 5 yards. So the offense accepts the penalty, and they'll get a little farther away from their own end zone. They'll try to run it in. Gets it into the end zone, but there's a flag down. We'll see if this one is coming back. That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. First and goal now for Houston as they try to get it in. On the option, it's Francis. And he probably should have left that one with the back as he is just smashed in the backfield. The run up the middle, trying to steamroll his way in. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. It's still third and goal. Fast motion from the offense. On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22.
Yeah, and the defensive line, you know, third and long situations, I'm rushing the quarterback. You bring in the nickel, a little bit more speed on the field, and the defensive line gets home and gets the sack on third down.
And for the second time tonight, they'll trot out the field goal kicker. And he's already 1 for 1, so this time he'll try to put one through from 39 yards out. It's good. Easy call for the refs. And now the lead is extended a little further. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Dynamite matchup this week, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. The Cuse is in the house. Syracuse is pouring it on right now with an offensive performance we haven't seen since some of the legendary 44s. They're up by 35 over the Coyotes. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected, fellas.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Running back searching for a hole. And the runner is down, and so is a flag.
Holding. Offense.
They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. On the ground, it's Hunter. Across the 10, got it out to the 14. That's a gain of 5. The 49ers are in the hurry-up. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Wants to throw on second down. Safe completion on the screen. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. On third and long, you'll need to push it downfield. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on fourth down. Finds him out of the backfield. He is stopped short, and they'll turn it over on downs. Just a crushing blow at this point in the game. And they take another look at the play, but the officials on the field were right, and the play will stand. Bulldozes him. And the defense makes the tackle, but not before he gets down to the 2. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense will be quite content just to drain the rest of the time. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Houston.
Yeah, the offense putting up more points, and guess who's jacked up? This home crowd starting the season off with offensive fireworks and looking to go 1-0. They are loving their squad.
Lining up for the PAT. And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns, a 21-point cushion in the fourth. They're lining up to boot it away. From inside the 10, here he comes. They're not getting him on the ground, still on his feet. And the returner will be brought down. Charlotte has the ball back. The 49ers offense will return to the field. Not a lot to feel great about in this one, Jesse, but I'm sure they'll try to seek out some positives.
Well, this might be an opportunity, too, Reese, to go back when they watch this game and just find the plays and the schemes that were working. There weren't a lot, obviously, David, but maybe an opportunity for the coaching staff to condense the playbook a little bit.
I was going to say, there's not a lot of good to go back to. That'd be a quick film session because there was more negatives than positives. But when you look at this week you've got a week to figure it out, figure out what your offense is going to be moving forward.
This is a designed run. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on fourth down. They'll try it on the ground. Will not get there. A fourth down stop. Excellent field position here for the offense. The give and tick, 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 tick.
And I'm a fan of this, man. Run the football, eat the clock. We got the lead. This offense has put together a nice day, man. Like just balance, rhythm, timing, play calling, everything has worked. That's why they built this lead. They've had a great day today.
And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground. With the clock running, this should be the final play. A disappointing start to this season as they open 0-1.
Tough way to start, but you see it so many times throughout a season. People start slow, figure out who they are, get better as the season goes on, and your dream's still very much ahead.
And the sky's not falling right now. You're just 0-1. There's no need to panic. You don't have to try and reinvent the wheel. What you got to do is go back. You got to watch the film. You got to be honest with yourselves. Where could you have made better plays? You got to limit the penalties. You got to limit mistakes. This team is talented. They've still got a lot to play for. So it'll be interesting to see how they come out next week.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.